Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been away for about 4 or 5 weeks now. I've just been really busy with work and haven't had the time to put one of these videos together, so apologies if anyone was expecting any, but here we go. So starting this park now that the Western theme is available, so I'm going to make as much use of that as I can because I think that's quite a nice part of a theme park. So yeah, I mean this is the first time that I'm going to be looking at the theming that we can do with the Western style, the items that are in there, and yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there and see what we can do. So I'm going to make the entrance area and the main kind of plaza as much Western as we can, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. So I've had a little look around the tiger biome that it brings you in. It brings you in over this area by default, but I've just had a little look around just to change things up a little bit. Quite like this little area here, and there's this little gap in the rocks that could potentially be a path for people to come through. So I think we'll use that and have them come from here. So I am going to turn on the fixed time and then turn on the torch so we can see in here. So yeah, this is the first time I've played this game in a few weeks now, so I'm just gonna probably have to learn a few things again, but yeah, let's start here and work our way through. I'm thinking either do we go up this way, maybe we have like a ramped path this way, or you can take the scenic route this way and then get some steps, or yeah, something like that. I think let's get a path going. Let's have a look at the path types. So I think with the Western theme being officially released now, I was hoping for some new Western themed path types, some new Western style rocks, and you know, terrain painting. Let's have a look what we've got. So yeah, so it's all pretty much just the same as it was, isn't it? I think maybe not so much of that, but tone this down a little bit. And yeah, quite like that. Let's get that built around. So we're going to have the guests come through here, and then we're going to have them walk around this part. So I think I'm going to use the rustic path's probably the most relevant here. So see how wide we can get it in this area, and if we just bring this through, yeah, okay, that's cool. So that's just obviously going to bring the rockery out a little bit as well. So we're just going to start working on the inside of this. We're never really going to see this. This is where I'm just going to put the guest spawners, but then apart from that, we're not going to see this at all. So we don't need to go into great amounts of detail, but I do like to have a little bit of water in these under rockery areas. I just think it's quite a nice little thing to have. I just need to make sure that we have some form of railings on here. So if we just customize with those railings. Go. Perfect. So now that we have that in place, I will go into facilities and grab the guest spawners. I think these are them, aren't they? Turn off that angle snap. Let's just get them aligned with the path. And we'll use 3 of those, and then hopefully that should work. I'm thinking let's have a look at the Western themed building pieces. So I'm hoping for, obviously we're going to get a lot of woods and things like that. These bricks are quite nice actually. Classic brick pillar, that's quite cool. Yeah, we're going to get quite a few of these little posts as well. So that's a hitching post to use in a town outside a saloon or something like that. And then we've got wooden railing, which could have been quite nice in here, but I think as we're not really going to look in here very much, it's probably fine just to leave it as it is. Locomotive buffer stop, that's cool. I like these train pieces as well. We can use those in quite a few different scenarios. Gateway. Okay, so I'm looking for some kind of way of framing this. It might just be that we have to do something with the actual kind of building pieces. So we've got this barn door that's quite small. Yeah, so these type of things. So we've got the classic brick, wooden. Let's have a look what this looks like. Okay, so it's just pretty basic wood pieces. Oh, I like these benches. They're brilliant. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I've got a few different bench types there. Yeah, that's quite nice. I like those. Animatronics? Ah. You see, this is what we need more of in the other themes as well. Just, you know, for Dark Rise and things, and just specifically theming areas. And I think these will work quite nicely in like a main street Western themed. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Okay, so we're not going to use that, obviously. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the Western theme then. Okay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm thinking it's lacking just a little bit. There's not a huge amount there, is there? Could put like a little camp in here, couldn't we? Let's, where's that gone? Path up this way. So we're going to try and have this kind of curve upwards. Yeah, that's cool. So obviously the path types change, but I'm not too concerned about that just yet. I think we'll deal with that a little bit later. So we can kind of just weave a path around as much as we can here. Let's see, get it through this bit, and we'll worry about these stones a little bit later on. And get that going up there. Lovely. Right, so obviously we're going to need to move this tree. It's going out of the bounds of that. But yeah, that's cool. Do I want to... Yeah, I want to move this tree just over a small amount. Cool. Yep, that's fine. And then we'll just get rid of some of these rocks that are in the way of this. Oh, do that again. Need to learn when that's going to happen. Okay, so that's cool. We've got the beginnings of something at least. So they're going to take a nice little walk this way, or they're going to take an easier shorter walk this way, and then they're essentially just going to meet in the middle somewhere. These paths, I'm just going to take the railings off. I actually don't mind that path type. I think we'll keep it for now. Okay, cool. So obviously this is now going to be the main entrance area, which I do think I took a scenery blueprint earlier from the workshop. Some incredible creators that have already got some amazing pieces out there. And it was the Western Main Street, which I thought could be quite cool as like the entrance kind of area to the park. So if we do it this way, and then maybe just drop this down and get it to the right point. That's fine, let's have a look. Might be raised ever so slightly, so let's try that again. They can be quite tricky to get to the right level, these things. Let's try that again. So we're going to knock this down to the point where we don't see any grass coming through. Okay, is that better? Yep, that's much better. So yeah, we can connect this path up to there. And I don't like this, so I'm going to customize this and just change all the paths in this area. Get rid of all the railings, we don't need those. And then I think we'll probably end up just extending this out as well. I'm not a huge fan of the way that that's set up. But yeah, this could be quite a nice little kind of entrance area to the park. Let's just stamp out a slightly better shape. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna need to have some kind of fencing around here and some kind of main like entrance. I don't know whether that's going to be a building or if we're just gonna put some signs up, you know, for example, while we get used to the theming of this. So there's a few things here that I wanted to use. So I think down here there's a tent somewhere that could be quite nice. Kind of have like a little camp area that's been set up here. Let's get that down so that it's just the grass. Oh, so we've also got this amazing new random rotation and random scale. I think we'll turn random scale off for this one because I think the tent's being absolutely tiny. Crazy. Let's just check. Oh, so that's 197. We don't want that. We want that to be just the standard size. Let's set that to 100. Okay, that's much more like it. And then bring that up a little bit. Yeah, so if we duplicate that now, so it's just this one. We should get random rotations, but not the scaling thing anymore. Seems a bit odd, actually. Oh, it's aligning the surface, which we don't really want on uneven ground. Okay, so that's fine. Just gonna paint this as pebbles. A few more of these. And then let's have a look at what we've got. What is likely to be around this kind of area? So we're going to have a wash tub, aren't we? We're going to have one of these down by the water. Let's put it here. Make sure that it's aligned to the ground. Let's have another one just over there. I've just realised we've got this slightly bigger tent as well. Well, it's smaller actually, it's the lower one, isn't it? I'll put that one over there. Okay, so we're unlikely to see a piano, so we will just keep having a look. So what are we likely to see? We're going to see crates. Are they going to have crates at this camp? I think so. It's the kind of thing you see, isn't it, in the movies? Slightly bigger one. I do like this auto rotation tool. I think they seem to remember them having it in the original Planet Coaster game. Or at least Planet Zoo, one of them did, I'm sure. And it was absolutely amazing. And then I was quite surprised actually when this came out and we didn't have that as a default feature. So let's have a look at the tipping hat cowboy, because we don't want anything crazy going on. We just want something quite simple. This guy will do nicely. He's just raised above the ground ever so slightly. Let's just knock him down a touch. We don't want to see that base. There we go. And I think there's a guy that's crouched down. Yeah, this one's cool. He can just be sat in his tent. Nice. Yeah, these are awesome. I want to see more of this for all of the different theme types. I'm going to put a couple of basic benches in here, because we are making them walk up there. We are making them walk a fair distance, so it's only fair that we put a few benches out just for the people that can't quite make it in one go. Okay, cool. So put some of these cacti out. I'm not sure how. I think with this one we'll put the ability to scale them on as well. I don't think these rocks quite fit with the theme type. Really do like this new feature. It's absolutely amazing. It used to take so long just fiddling about, rotating and scaling just to make things look slightly different from, you know, from another one that you've put down next to it. Let's put one of these down. Let's have a look. What else can we? I think we'll just leave that for now. I think it's not too bad. We can always elaborate on, improve things as we go. So this is obviously going to need a little bit of work. Quite a lot of work actually. So I think first of all what we'll do is get the gates in. Oh, I can never find these. There we go. Okay, so we'll put the gates in. We'll put... Well, they've come in at an awkward angle. It's not too bad. We'll... Hopefully we can... Oh, don't need that. Can we rotate these? Yeah, perfect. So we're just going to rotate it very slightly. And then we are going to fix the paths. We'll keep the park closed, but at least now we can kind of see what we need to do. So we'll just fix these paths and then customize. There we go. Actually, do we want to remove the paths completely and just have the basic sandy path here? I think that's more complicated actually, because it doesn't seem to let you override paths that you've already got in there for that one. Let's try the natural. No, I think that's the same, isn't it? Okay, that's probably going to be more trouble than it's worth, so might be worth just leaving that for this area. Cool. So they're all closed. Let's take a look at the fence. Okay, so that's quite a nice looking fence. Let's start putting some of these in. Okay, so this is actually going to be frustrating having the auto rotate. Okay, so I was expecting that to be the same height as the other one actually. Oh, it's this again, isn't it? Right. Scale 100. Yes, that's weird. It should just be the standard height, but I was expecting that. Match that. 4 meter and 8 meter. Yeah, it should be the same height, right? Oh, I think this is coming at a slightly... Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to the scaling on these things with the auto scale on. Because I was expecting what would happen is the first one you put down was just the default scale of 100, and then any subsequent one that you put down after that would be the scaled version, but it seems not to be the case. Okay, cool. So we can just, yeah, we're gonna have to use the single one for these. Okay, so I don't want to go crazy with this and just keep spending all my time doing this. So I think we'll just leave it at that, maybe put some trees in. Let's have a look at the tiger. Oh, I could probably put some rocks in actually. To stop people, line to surface, stop people from getting around there. Same with some trees. If we can get some in. Maybe some plants. No, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. So I think if we maybe put some plants in first and then put some trees in. And then put these rocks in. We're going to want plenty of these anyway, aren't we? We like to add the rocks to these parks. I think they look amazing. So this will stop people from getting into the park without paying. Let's get rid of that. Cool. So that's not too bad. Cool. So I think what we need is some kind of signs here now. So if we look for, I think the scenery themes disappeared again. Put that back in. So we just need some columns or posts or an iron column. Is that going to work? Let's move out the way of those trees. No, I don't think that's going to work at all. We just need something quite simple. What's this actually? Oh, it's another wooden railing. That's quite nice. Wooden pillar. Thick wood beam. Yep, that could do it. So we pretty much just want to create a bit of a way of having some banners or something over the top all the way across. that gonna work? I think it's on the same. No, it's nowhere near the same axis as the actual gates, which is annoying. I just build these in, and then hopefully we can just just rotate the whole thing. Okay, so if we create a new group, it should make it easier for us to do this. And then we just rotate. Until it looks kind of close, and then let's move this up. Okay, it's not terrible. Okay, I think that's fine actually. I'm not keen on it being green though. I think that's better, just brown. And then we want to have some going across. If we just use the same one. Now we can just rotate it. Now the plan is this should just allow us to easily duplicate this along, as long as the axis isn't gonna mess us up at all. Don't want that sticking out. There we go. So yeah, let's just... Yeah, I think they're all in line, aren't they? So this should be quite easy. That's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea that I'm going for. So we've got a few different entrances for the guests. Probably need to put something on them. I think obviously they're just pretty plain. What's this? Awning. It's not actually big enough, but it's quite a nice idea. Oh, we can have one of these signs, can't we, for this? So which kind of sign would we like? Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's quite cool. I like this one. No, not that one. Not that one. I like those hanging signs actually, but maybe not for this. Where's that one that we like? Yes, I'm going to add this to each of these. Yeah. At the moment, we're just implying that there's something on them. I'm thinking maybe just somewhere, can we have like some kind of ticket booth? Just over here somewhere maybe. Maybe another few bits of scenery in here. I like these little nooks. Perfect for a tent. So just have to find the tent. Yeah. Where was that small tent? There. Yeah, I was hoping there'd be a little bit more by way of natural scenery. So I mentioned before about the rocks, which are quite nice. But even, you know, these cacti, there's only a couple of variations of it. I know we've already got some in the base game, but they're only quite small and there's not a great variation of them. So it's just these at the moment, which I'm hoping they do something with. Maybe give us a few more. Okay, we don't want a tent at an angle. What's this? Trade. Oh, this is quite nice. Can we use that? Maybe behind the fences. How's that? Yeah, that's awesome. Is that on the right axis? Nope. Okay, let's get it on the right axis first. Just spin this around a little tiny bit. Okay, that should be cool. Oh, I think I've taken that on the wrong trigger. There we go. Might flip this actually. So H1. Just flip. Yep. Nice. Yeah, that's very cool. Floating tree. Lots of floating trees. Oh my god. Wow. How did that happen? I'm pretty sure I had the align to surface. Wow, there's so many of them. Okay, so that's brightened up this area. A nice one out. Get rid of that one. It looks like it's floating as well. Is that one floating over there? Wow, I've got so many. Okay. Are we good? Yeah? Cool. Yeah, okay. I don't hate it. Let's get some more rocks in here. Oh, that's the wrong thing. And we want the tiger rock. Get both of these in. Just like to get everything kind of framed. If that makes any sense. Come on, bushes. Yeah, that's beautiful. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We don't want to put the tent in there though. Certainly don't want the bushes inside the tent, that's for sure. I think that was one of these is clipping through. Here we go. Right. Let's go to town on this. Lovely. Now, obviously, I'm not sure if these kind of bushes and things, that this greenery is actually relevant to the kind of the Wild West type thing. But it's all we've got, unfortunately. We don't have a lot of choice. Cool. That's quite a nice little opening area. I've decided that I'm going to change this path. I'm going to use the gravel path. I just feel like it's probably going to be a little bit more relevant to this type of area. So I'm just going to use the customize tool. I'm going to bring this all the way down to here. I'm going to use the same one here. Cool. Yeah, I feel like that looks a little bit better. What I do want to do is kind of cover up these edges as well. Whether we just use this and let's just change to pebbles. And we'll set that. Let's just try and get this to a point where we don't see much of these path edges. That's fine there. Probably just need to raise this up a little bit as well. And then we should be able to set that all the way around. I think it's on quite a bit of a slant actually, isn't it? So we'll just break some of that down. And then raise this bit up as well. Do the same just here. Yeah, it's fine. It's pretty cool. And then don't mind it so much there, but we'll just do the same here as well to reduce that a little bit. And then up here, it's probably I probably should have selected the terrain path type, but too late for that now. Okay. Smooth it all out a little bit. Oh, that's weird. Let's just knock that down a little bit. Okay, and then we'll just get some railings on the path as well. Just up to that point. Yeah, it's fine. And then from here, they don't really need railings. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this so far. I think what I need to do is just open all of these shops that are in here before I forget to do so later on when the guests start coming in. Oh, it's quite a lot actually, that's pretty cool. Facilities, I think they should all just be open by default, that's fine. Awesome. Yeah, so this bit here, I'm just going to fix. Oh, let's turn those railings off and try that again. Just going to get rid of that. I think we'll just grab the stamp. White usually puts a grid on. I wonder where that grid's gone. Well, look, stamp grid off. Okay, so let's put that back on. Turn off the angle snap. Try and get this as straight as we can. And then we should be all good on this one. Okay, so it's not perfect, so let's try that one again. Yeah, awesome. Right, so we've got the entrance area sorted. We've got a few shops, restaurants, some toilets, and we've had to do very little for it. So let's get a ride. We're going to put a ride in this area here. So let's have a look. I don't think there's going to be any... Oh, there are Western themed rides. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I probably took this from the workshop a while ago, actually, before the official Western theme came out. Let's see, where's the front? Yeah, I might have used this at one point as well. I can't remember. So let's put this... Don't need that because I don't like to use that. Awesome. The old windmill. Let's make sure those rocks aren't getting in the way too much of the... Oh, they are entirely in the way. We will move the ones that are over the path. Should be the last one to move. And then let's just get rid of these. Awesome. That one's fine. Yep. Amazing. So let's get this path hooked up as well. So I think what I'd like to do is just copy some of these across and continue that theme all the way. Oh, we've got the random rotation on. We don't want random rotation on everything. Let's try that again. Perfect. Okay, so that's not exactly right. So I think if we just do that and then maybe just kind of rotate to about there. Yeah, we're getting that kind of flicker in, but I don't mind that too much. We'll just have to look at that. We're not going to look at it for too long anyway, so it's all good. So obviously these need to just be raised a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's not perfect, but we will live with it. Fine. And we're going to use... I think this is just the standard ground path. There we go. Just want to turn off... Well, not turn off. Change some of this as well, just to the gravel that we've got all the way around. Feel quite dry in these areas here. Okay. So we'll open that. Yeah, quite like that. It's cool. Yeah, let's see what else we've got. So Western Tiny Eye. It's awesome. I'm not sure why there's a random cactus a million miles away from it. Let's get this over here. And then we can hide that cactus. And then we can just extend this path. Out to put it about there. And we'll do the same with the exit path. Somewhere about there, that's fine. And if we just get some of those fences again. So let's go into Western, get some of these nice little fences. Not that one, that's needs to be attached to a nice building by the looks of it. Yeah, I think it was this one, wasn't it? Oh, okay. I think I've almost measured that perfectly. Okay. And then we need to do something with this just to make it a little bit nicer for an entrance for a ride. Thick wooden beam. Yeah, it's quite high. Let's try this one. Yeah, it might just be a little bit too much, but let's have a look. Change the colour. We'll have that brown again, I think. I'll just kind of put this into place out here. And then the same again on the other side. Again, the axis on that is slightly off, but we can just fix that backwards. Move this up as well, just so we can't see the end of that. There we go. And then we just want to grab a smaller one of these. And then let's have a look at what we can use for the top of this. So we've got these nice signs. I do quite like these kind of hanging signs. Could possibly work, I think. Yeah, put that in. We'll resize it and drop it down. Yeah, that's cool. More in the center. Is that in the center? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, nice. We need to put some kind of sign on that. I always forget where the signs are for the actual text. So if we just take this off again, I think it might be in here, and then this one, or this one. And then there's, I think there's a plain text sign somewhere. Not in there, is it? There we go. Okay, cool. So we can change the name of this. Oh, so it's called Barrel Spinner up there. So I'm going to keep that name. We're going to have the barrel. That's not how you spell barrel. Spinner. And then let's have a look at this fonts. What can we use? Ribeye looks relatively Western. Yeah, let's go with that. And then we'll just change this to just white, I think. And obviously we need to resize it. Drop it to the actual sign. Just wondering actually, can we have text? Yeah, I think what we'll do is, because we can't drop the text down, we'll just remove spinner. And then copy it and have that below. Okay, should be able to do that. Nice and simple. Cool. Right, how does that look? It's fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Cool. So let's go back, reselect the Western. Come out of there. Don't need that anymore. And then we'll just start putting a few little theming pieces in. I like this piece. Cool. Yeah, so these types of things are cool, like these. Right, so we want that random rotation on now. Random scale, I think we'll just make it so that they don't go so crazy with their sizing. Yeah, so just play around with the different pieces just to kind of get used to what we can do really with what we've got. There's not a massive amount of scenery pieces in there from what I can see. That's cool. I have one of them up there, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's get some small rocks. Some of these. And then trees in there as well. Fence that in a little bit. Yeah, nice. Okay. Just gonna have a look at what else we've got. See if there's anything else Western that we can put into this opening area. So we've got this Western parallelogram ride skin. Oh wow. Okay. That's really quite something. Wow. We'll definitely be using that, but I don't think we'll be using that here. Western themed drop tower. What's this? That's quite cool as well. Yeah, we'll be using that. Western board slide. Okay, apart from the rock type not really matching what we've got, that's quite cool as well. Right, wow. Okay, yeah, so there's a few rides that we can use that are already themed. Then we've got the, let's have a look at this one. Is this Western or no, not really. Western train station, that's quite cool. Redemption Row, nice. So it'd be cool to have like a train that goes around this park. I feel like that would fit this theme really, really well. African, we've got mythological. So it might be cool to go back into the Frontier Workshop and just take another look now that the Western theme's been out a few days. See what people have been creating. Oh, that's quite cool. Rowdy Mouse, that looks Western. Yeah, I think we could get away with using that. Let's have a look at this one. Wow. Where's the start for this thing? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I think any of these wooden coasters really can get away with being Western themed. Just change the entrance area. I think that's the one we just looked at. Beast Hunter. That looks pretty cool. I like the sound of that. Let's get a bit closer to it. Let's get out of the way of this. Okay, so that's kind of Viking themed by default, isn't it? Okay. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Okay, so yeah, there's loads of coasters that we can use. I've not built a coaster in this game for well over a month now, so I don't think I'll be building any custom ones in this video. So we'll just probably use some of these and maybe just change the styling of them to kind of match what we've got. I'm just going to remove some of these trees as well, just so I can kind of get an idea of space. Cool. One thing that I wanted to do with this one is have a little bit of verticality, because I noticed that I tend to just kind of have everything on one level in the parks that I've built so far, and it's something that I've been wanting to try and do, just to get a bit more of that, you know, people going up some steps to go around things, and I'm going to give it a go and see how it goes. So I'm going to just get some leveling done, get some hills, things like that, and kind of see where we can go with it, really. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I quite like that. Quite like what we've got there. So I'm thinking if we get some kind of ramp upwards or some steps that go kind of around this thing, so we'll use the wooden path type, or some kind of, yeah, I think we'll go with steps. Let's get this a little bit wider. Let's think, where do we want to take this from? Let's go from here. And I'm going to turn curve off as well. Just try and keep this thing quite straight. about there. Oh, actually, one thing that I did want to do was to turn on the terrain style ground so that we can build up the rockery around it as well. And we can just then build up underneath to make it look a little bit more natural. We could probably turn on curve here actually. Oh. Let's turn curve off just for this. Let's have a look what we've got. So going up the steps, we go straight. We can either go straight this way or okay. Obviously, we're going to need some kind of railings. Just toying with the idea of custom railings, or do we just use the standard ones just for the purposes of saving time? Okay, cool. So let's get this path, turn it back onto curve, and then this one to kind of go here. I've not decided what the purposes of this are just yet, but we're going to figure that out together. So I'm just going to bring some of the... Oh, no, not like that. It's a little bit too much. Let's bring this down. And just kind of meet underneath. There we go. It might be quite nice to put some water under this, or just around here as well. I think if we turn that on, bring that down, oh, it's probably a little bit too close actually to that ride. So let's try not to. Yeah, that's cool. And then we'll just reduce the size as well so we don't mess with that ride too much. Bring this all the way around. Start leveling that a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. And kind of go underneath there just a little bit as well. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe bring it all the way around. Let's see how that looks with some... do we want clear water? Let's try clear water. Oh, that's lovely. Let's see what the natural looks like. Okay, I'm not sure which I prefer actually. Let's try the clear again. Yeah, I prefer the clear. Okay, cool. So that's looking really nice now. There's no real purpose to it just yet, but I'm just going to put some railings up. And hopefully once I've done that, we can start to figure out what the actual point in this thing is. Here we go. Lovely. Alright, so we could probably get a ride up there some... Oh, maybe this would have looked amazing up there, actually. Really high up. Okay. I kind of like what we've got. So people coming up here. Really lovely views down there. Yeah. Oh, just noticed that's floating as well. So I'm just going to raise this up a tiny bit. Oh, not there. It's getting stuck. Okay. Come on, you can do it. Okay, you know what? I'm not too concerned by it. I'm gonna leave it. Let's have a look at some of the scenery pieces just for here, because I've just realised that we've not done anything with it. Looks a little bit plain. So we can get some of this stuff, the tents and things in here as well. That random is on. Awesome. Do like that random rotation thing. Just wondering if we can just put some of these wanted posters about on the floor, you know, as if they've just been blown off and they're just lying around. Yeah, they're quite cool. Put some of these guys around. Nice. Would you be leaning against a cactus? Probably not. I wouldn't recommend it. Cowboy leaning. Can he be leaning against this, perhaps? Yeah. Oh, that looks really cool. I love that. Yeah, these animatronics are awesome. I need to see more of them. Many more. Wow, that's cool. What's this? Don't know, but I'm going to use it. I like it. And then what I want to do is just get some trees. Oh, what's this? That is not a nature piece. What's that doing in nature? Trees, turn off Western. And then I think what we want is the tiger. Just to get some of these trees in around here. Oh, we've got random rotation on already. It's just habit that you just rotate them yourself. Class that as a tree, but fine. Cool. Yeah, let's go into this one. And there's some, yeah, these types of things. I do like these. Where can I put them? Probably nowhere there. Dotted around. Cool. Okay. Let's have a look what we're working with. Yeah, I like this area. Really nice. Some kind of ride up there would be awesome. I'm just going to have a look at track price, see if we've got any Western themed. No, so we don't there. Flumes, perhaps. That's just the station. Oh, Flumes are the... Sorry, they're not rides as such, are they? They're the water parks. Coasters, Western. Nope. Yeah, we did have a couple of these, didn't we, that I was going to use. We've got this drop tower, but... Oh, that could be quite nice up here, actually. I'm going to raise this up. Yes. Yeah, I like that. That's brilliant. Don't like that path type. Obviously, I'm going to have to raise the terrain to meet the bottom of this. That's awesome. This. Love that. Ooh. Okay, let's get this done. Beautiful. That is absolutely perfect. I don't like the path type, but I'm going to just update that now. So we're going to use the, which one was it? Rustic, was it? Without the rails, we don't need those. Yeah, cool. Love it. Absolutely love it. Where's the exit? Is that the exit there? Wow, this thing's awesome. Okay, cool. Oh, I think it's all built in, isn't it? So the entrance and exit are all built into this. So we can just attach that. Right, let's get some people in. Let's have a look at the entrance. Open it up. Will that open them all? I think they're all connected, aren't they? Yeah, cool. So we should now start to see a horde of guests arriving. That's awesome. Right, okay, nice. So we do finally have something up here for people to make the trip for. So that's cool. And then we need something else. We need a few other things up there to make it worthwhile. But yeah, I'm really liking what we've got so far. Coming together really nicely already. And kind of get an idea of the vision. I'm not sure what we're going to do at the top here. It might just be a case of just some scenery pieces just for people to see, as opposed to actually having something up there that people can go to. So we're just going to let them kind of come around here. We're going to have more of the park this way, maybe just a little coaster area, mine cart, that type of thing. I'm still undecided whether I'm going to stick with Western theme for the whole thing, but we could potentially do that. Even if some of the rides don't necessarily look, you know, themed to the Western style, we can kind of try and keep to that for the most part. Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so I've just been to the Frontier Workshop off camera. Downloaded a bunch of amazing looking Western things that people have been creating. So they've got this mine train ride, family train. We've got these cool little entrances. I love that wait time sign next to it. What else? I think, this was one of the other ones that we'd already discovered, which is just awesome. Let's see what that looks like up above ground. Yeah, that is so cool, man. I'm definitely going to be using that. I'm going to leave that there for now. I might change where it goes, but I'm just going to test it while we're looking at all the other things. So we've got this mine train coaster, which is really, really cool. I'm not sure whereabouts that's supposed to go, but we're going to put it there. Yeah, I love that. Why is that there? Oh, it needs to be tested. What is that? Ah, there we go. So, oh, I found this bridge. This bridge is beautiful, man. This is for going over the top of a canyon for like a train or something like that. So that's pretty cool. So we've got loads and loads of standard building. That's the one that I've just done. So these were all built pre-Western theme by just using the pieces that were already in the game. But we can definitely use these for our park. That's cool, Western area. This whole park is a Western area. That's what we've already got. A Western hotel, so these are just pieces that don't necessarily do anything. They're just there to look at. Yeah, so we can start extending out this way into... Oh, we'll get some stuff overlooking the water here as well, because we want to make use of that. It's really nice. I'm just going to get rid of these trees just so we can kind of see that area nicely. Yeah, so some of these pieces that I've just put out are just so I don't forget about them. Not necessarily going to be staying there. One thing that we can do is just get... I'm just wondering about this water here. Might be quite nice to have this come underneath here and carry on down here as like a bit of a river. I'm just going underneath this. Yeah, that could be quite nice. We're going to try that. So if we just turn the water off for now and just start. Oh, we need the rock. Use selected. There we go. Perfect. This going underneath. Let's have a look. So these bushes need to go. Tree needs to come down. Floating rocks. Kind of simulate as if it's going down into... Oh, I don't know if that's going to work actually. It needs to have edges, doesn't it? We can kind of burrow in and simulate as if it's going down into it, but that's about as much as we can do. I think it was clear we used, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love that. And then we're going to use this bridge that we found and put a path over the top of it. Might not be quite big enough. I'd be interested to see if we can make it bigger. That's super cool. Don't mind if the path doesn't come with it, because we can sort that out in a minute. Cool. I love that. Get rid of that path and we'll put our own in. Okay, cool. Let's use the wooden path and see how wide we can get this. Set this straight. I think that's probably just too wide, maybe 6. So the bridge needs to come down a tiny bit, but that's fine. Do that. Just come across as well. It's perfect actually, that 6. Beautiful. That is awesome. I'm just going to put pebbles down just over here. Not too intense. I want to see a little bit of grass coming through as well. So I don't hate that, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet. We're going to leave it and we'll see how I feel in a minute. I don't like this. It's obviously not going to work very well there. So I'm thinking with the paths, if we just have the standard paths here, set that to curves, we'll kind of just allow this to get out of the trees, allow this to wind round. Oh, of course, we're going to get that, yeah. So when you've got uneven ground, you can't use those. We're just going to use, which one? Here we go. Oh, gravel path. It'd be nice if we could turn off curbs. That's one thing I'm not a huge fan of. Just the ability to turn them off would be perfect. Because the only real way around that is to kind of hide them with something, but the amount of time that's going to take to do in a park, and you know, in a full park, it's an incredible amount of time. I'm not sure about the wood over this path now. I've changed my mind on that. I think I'm just going to stick with the gravel. That one's fine, obviously, because it's kind of a boardwalk type thing going up there. That again, like having this concrete underneath the wooden paths, I'm not a huge fan of. I would much prefer if we could change that as well, to have the ability to make that kind of just fully wooden. Cool. So we've got this nice little river that we can walk down by. Well, get rid of some of these trees that are floating again. We've got one there. Cool. Yeah, I really like this. I love this Western theming stuff. I need to get some signs on these entrances, don't I? I wonder if I could just nick that. Copy that. Oh, what happened to that? Try that again. Toilets. It's just toilets. I want that to be capitalized. Okay, nice. Make it a little bit smaller. And we'll centralize it. Oh no, that's wrong one. There we go. And we just need to duplicate that and all of it. Is that slightly smaller than that one? Can't be, can it? Oh, again, we've got the random scale on and random rotation. I need to get used to that. Cool. Yeah, that now makes more sense. Stuck in the trees. Cool, so we've got benches, we've got bins. We're going to put some of those out a little bit further in as well. Maybe up here, we're going to want some benches. There we go. I think these ones are just the best ones, aren't they? Just a nice classic rustic bench. Oh, funny angle. There we go. Let's get some bins. And we'll use these ones. I think I'm probably going to need to put some railings out here as well. Or maybe use those nice wooden fences. What with this? Can be so awkward. Placement of things. Floating bush again. Let's grab. Is it it's one of the single ones we need to use? There we go. Drives me crazy sometimes this. Stick to surface, yes, but align to surface, no. I think that's what we want, isn't it? That's fine, that will do. We'll probably need another one of these single ones just in here. Can we make that look reasonably good? Yeah, I think that's fine. We'll just put one here as well. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Keeps people out of the water. Lovely. Just thinking in this space here might be nice for some benches, you know, some picnic benches. I'm not sure if we've got any food places just here, but I'm gonna have a look anyway. So we've got these new I think we've got some Western picnic benches somewhere. Or did I imagine that? Let's have a look. Let's turn this off. Yeah, there we go. So we've got Western picnic table. Cool. I'm gonna use that. Might as well give people somewhere to sit. I think we do have some restaurants in some of these as well. Yeah, so in here they're awesome. So people can get themselves a drink, come sit outside in the sunshine. Lovely. Just make sure we've got enough bins. Yeah. I think there's also a parasol. Western. I think there's only one, isn't there? Okay. Let's have a look how that looks. So, funny angle. Twist that round. Move it into place a little bit better. And then we can just duplicate that around the rest of the tables as well. Or maybe just for some of them. Yeah, just for those. That's, yeah, nice. Like that. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this is all starting to come together. I think I'm going to leave that there. I think that looks really awesome. Like, you come across this bridge and you've got this really looming thing in the distance. It's going to make you want to go over there, isn't it? Let me just try and figure out where the entrance and exit actually are. Oh, they're over at the back, aren't they? So how do we get people to that? Is this just all path that's going to allow them to... Let's just see. Let's connect this up and see... Copy that texture and then just grab a really wide path over to that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna put some scenery pieces just around here. See what we've got. This could be a kind of another camp area just down by the water, so we can just start grabbing some of these pieces here. So we'll use these. Let's have a look, make sure that we're not making these massive. I'll get the smaller tent, we'll put a couple of these down. So I think we need to have them on more stable ground. Yeah, that's cool. I'll put a couple of these things down as well. Where would that go? Let's have a look. No, we'll just put this here. And then we can grab a couple of these. Where's those cactus gone? Oh, we'll put a couple of these down as well, because obviously if you're camping you're going to want some of those. And then we're going to find the cactus, which I can't remember where. There we go. Put a couple of these down. So we're going to randomly rotate and randomly size these ones. Oh, maybe not rotate. Okay, hang on. Let's align to surface. There we go, that'll do it. And then we'll just change these up with a few of the different variations of it. Now, let's see what else we could have in this area. What's this? A little cart. I don't like the green. I think it's a bit too much. We're just going to make that brown. Let's see what else we can have. A rope. I don't really know why, but why not? And then we can get a couple of these guys in again. Let's have this guy leaning. Oops. Up there. This way, just leaning against the side of his tent. And then the tipping hat guy, he can just be standing here. Greet the guests as they go past. Let's see which ones out, which other ones they've got. So we've got the kicking heel guy. I'm not sure what he's up to. No, not too much to be honest. Okay, let's just put him. Yeah, I think he's just a bit too high actually. Let's put him down a tiny bit. There we go. And then, what was the other dude doing? So he's just standing. Oh. Leaning. Ah, okay, so we can have him. Let's have him leaning against this. So a nice little scene going there. Let's have a look what else we can have. I was looking at this one actually, so this is quite a cool little thing. So we can have that. We just put that up at the top here. Yeah, that's cool. And I think most of these things are animated, aren't they? So we're probably not going to use too many of that. I'm just going to put some bins down while I can see them. Western rustic bench, that's quite cool. Yeah, we'll use that as well. Get some down here because we haven't got anything down here just yet. I think what I'm probably going to do actually is just remove these railings from this. Oh, not too far. There we go. Keep them at the end. There we go. Lovely. We'll just duplicate some of these bins about as well. Cool. So yeah, I just think for this bit here, if we can just have a look at some of the Western blueprints that we've got, some just random buildings that don't necessarily need to do anything. So I found this church as well, which is quite cool. So I'm not sure if that's particularly relevant there. Maybe up on top of the hill actually, just as like a scenery piece that you don't actually go to. Quite like that. Awesome. I'm just going to delete these bushes that are floating. Let's see, make sure we haven't got anything else. I'm just going to level this down just a touch as well. Oh, we can have grass on top. That's quite cool. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. Maybe get some mud in there. Do we have mud? I want moss. Moss is quite cool. We can have a little bit of moss on top. And I'm just wondering if we can just mix in a little bit of gravel and make it a little bit less perfect grass. And so the fence is obviously getting buried over this side, so I probably need to just bring some of this down a little bit, just to kind of match that. Because I imagine this wasn't intended to be used on just a straight bit of flat ground. So it's pretty cool actually. It's a nice piece. Yeah, that's awesome. Just bring this up just a touch. Make sure that we don't have any floating pieces of fence. And I think we're quite happy with that. That's awesome. And then maybe just knock it down a touch on this side as well. Yeah, I love that. Just on top of the hill. So you can't actually get to it, but it's a really cool piece. Love that. Okay, let's have a look what else we've got. So if I just take off some of the filters and I just search for Western. So I've still got tons of this stuff from the previous, before the official Western stuff came out. Which I'm just going to start putting around. I'm not quite sure where this needs to be. Yeah, we probably need to move this bench. And put a path. Just use the... yep, this path. That down to 6 is fine, I think. Yep. Be able to open that up. Nice. Let's get a few things here. I have to search for it every time I click on it for some reason. Doctor's office. We've got so that's like a Western zone entrance, which we don't necessarily need. This is quite cool. Let's get a few little pieces like this in there. Okay, so that's mid-air. Let's knock that down a bit. General store. Okay, let's bring that up. Yeah, I like that. So that's just for show, isn't it? There's not actually anything in there by the looks of it. Put that back a tiny bit. There we go. And then we can just get... so that's the general store. What's this one? We've got... oh, so we've got some hot dogs. That's cool. Let's put those in here as well. Nice. Make sure we path to that. Beautiful. Bank. We've got another bank. We have the blacksmith. That's quite cool. I like this building. So we're going to use that. I mean, these buildings aren't necessarily in the most relevant of places, right up against this kind of industrial thing, but I don't mind that too much. What's this? Dynamite and explosives. That's awesome. I want to see some of this kind of stuff up on top of the hill. One thing that I wanted to do was have some kind of train coming through. Could that work up here somewhere? Or let's move out of the way. Somewhere where it's going to be seen by people, like a train that's kind of come off the tracks and tipping down. Maybe here. That's yeah, I think that's going to work. Let's start working on that now. Because I've seen this done a few times by people. And I wanted to give it a go myself, as opposed to using a piece that someone's already built. Just going to grab the torch. There we go. Don't need to go too deep, I guess. So what I want to do is add the rail track. So scenery's doing western, and then the rail track's in here somewhere. This one. There we go. So I'm going to turn off this one. Oh. Random rotation off, please. Thank you very much. You never remember which of these you need to have on for it to come out how you want it. So I'm going to advance move this. Right, that's gone crazy. Okay. Wow. What is going on? That's upside down. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Why is that not just coming in flat and allowing me to place it down? Right, okay, that's fine. Probably just tilt it a little bit too much that way. Cool. So we'll duplicate that and put one a bit further back as well. Not that people are going to be able to see it, but that's fine. Yeah, so the idea was, so I've got this other piece which is like a curved piece, to kind of have one that looks like it's been exploded and kind of broken off. So if we just kind of rotate this, the rotation's absolutely crazy today, and move this up as if it's broken off. Like something like that, but maybe just a little bit more kind of this way. And then what we can get here is we've got a few carriages. See how big that one is. Got this one. This is the main kind of train piece, which we can just put over the top here. Wow, why is that? Did I rotate that? I don't remember rotating it that much. Push this upwards. I'm going to get the train to hopefully look like it's at least reasonably close to being on the track. And then we're just going to rotate it as if it's kind of toppling but not quite coming off. Doesn't matter if it's in there a little bit. Nobody's going to be that close to it. And then if we just burrow in a little bit at the top there as well. And then we can start putting a few things in here as if like there was a stop point that's fallen off and the trains have not seen it and they've carried on when they shouldn't have, and this has been here a long time, so it's kind of buried under the dirt. We can put another couple of track pieces. Let's align some of them to surface. That's cool. And then we've got some smaller carriages somewhere that I've seen. Let's put some of it. I like this piece. I'm going to put a couple of these out here. And then find the smaller carriage. So that it looks like it's come off the track. Where is that? I'll bring this up a bit so we can see everything a bit more. Okay, so there's this one. Yeah, that one's cool. Okay, so we can use that one. Oh, this one. This is the best one for this type of thing. A couple of these. And I'm just going to randomly put some rotations on them and just kind of, oh, it's a bit sensitive. Okay. And then for this one, I think I wanted to just have that. Right, rotate. Nope, rotating that the wrong way. This way, kind of like this. There we go. Nice. So let's have a look what that's like from where the guests can be. Oh, that's pretty cool. I love that. So the train's coming through the mountain and it's kind of teetering on the edge. I was thinking about using like a wooden kind of frame piece to go around it inside the rocks. See if we've got a decent one in here. Oh, this could work. Reduce that back down again. So this type of thing, we scale it up. I'm hoping we might be able to get something close to what I'm thinking. Oh, yes, perfect. Okay, don't need that. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for to frame this thing. And then just kind of push it back into the rocks a little bit. That's the one. Beautiful. Love it. Nice. So, well, we don't have a great amount of guests. Do we have all these rides open? No, this isn't open. So nobody's coming down this way at all. Is this open? Yeah, that's open. I'm just going to make sure we've got everything going. Oh, so that's still in testing. No wonder no one's coming down here. Okay, so we've got that going now. Just want to get rid of some of this grass. Kind of make it a little bit more dry and dusty. Yeah, I'm liking what we've got here. Pretty cool. Just thinking if we use some more of these. And just put them down here as if they've been used. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, we've kind of got this path that does nothing up here. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's just use the same. Was it 6 that we had? Let's have a look. Bring this round here. Yeah, that's cool. So we've come around this way. We're not actually doing anything with it yet. So I'm going to do the same with this path. We're just going to bring this down and get it to a point where we are on the ground. This looks a bit precarious actually. Let's grab this and just kind of increase. So just at least get it to a point where it's meeting. It's better. Yep, happy with that. Probably get some trees up here. Align to surface, just make sure we've got that switched on. Dot some about on the hills. We'll get some. See what these look like down here. Some small rocks. These into the water. I quite like that effect. The way that you can see through it and see the rocks underneath. It's lovely. It's so realistic. I think it's probably just too deep at that point to be able to see them, but it's fine. Some more dotted around. Nice. Yeah. Brilliant. So we've got people coming this way now. So that's good. So this coaster that we've got over here, I want to use this. I don't particularly enjoy the colour of the rocks, so I'm thinking we can change those batch. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, so we can. That's great. Okay, so we can just change them all. Let's get a dark. Let's try that, and then. What have we got over here? So the actual natural rock that we've got is quite dark, isn't it? What's this? So that's not anything to do with the rocks. So this isn't very helpful with the naming of these. It'd be cool if it actually told you what it was that you were changing the colour of. Okay, that's cool. So I know now that that's for this. Let's just lighten up some of these a little bit. Okay, that's better. That matches what we've got everywhere else just a little bit more now, so that's brilliant. Now we can just move this thing. Oh, I've duplicated it, but we can always unduplicate it in a minute when we just get rid of it. So I'm going to put this down here. Not sure exactly where it needs to be. Oh, we can always just put it down and just mess with the positioning of it later. Oh, I think we've grabbed. Oh, we've grabbed the scenery without the right. Okay, so we're gonna have to make sure we're out of this, and hopefully this takes. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so we might have to do it this way. Is that gonna take the whole thing? I think those paths will come with it in a minute, from what I've seen before. Yeah. Okay. It is, however, the wrong way around, so we are going to have to... There we go. That should do it, hopefully. Just position it a little bit better over here. I'll drop it down. I can't drop it down, we'll just keep it where it was, I think. Awesome. That's brilliant. It's a shame you can't see much of it from this side, though. I'm thinking it'd be nicer if you could actually see... Yeah, I'm going to twist it around and just have people walk around to the entrance instead, just so we can actually see this, because it's a lovely looking thing. Don't want people to be missing out on that view. Yeah, that's not ideal, but we can fix that. I'm happy with the positioning now, so you can always just raise this all up and then just get it to a point where we can flatten it out a little bit. That's cool. And then do the same for there. Right, nice. I'm not a fan of the path type again, but we can easily change that to try the gravel again. Yeah, we'll have railings on this side. Put the gravel through there as well, not that anyone's going to actually see that, but that's cool. Awesome. And then we'll have to have a path come all the way around, so we'll just grab this and bring it round to meet. Beautiful. Again with the railings, man. Yeah, probably to about that. That's fine. Nice. Love that. And then we just need to get this thing tested, which I'm pretty sure will be fine since it's a blueprint, but that's pretty cool. I love seeing that. That's awesome. I don't think it's going to be the most intense roller coaster, is it? I think it's more like a bit of a family ride from the looks of it. But that's cool. I like it. Yeah, I really like what we've got so far. What's happened to that? Is that still going? Have we got anyone going on that? No? Do we need to make sure that pricing... Yeah, pricing should just all be set to 0, really. Just to make sure we get people riding them. I don't really play the game for making money. I play the game for the creativity side of it more than anything. Just to kind of have fun and build things. So we'll just set everything to 0. What's going on there? Oh, it's stopped while this one comes around. Okay, we can open that now. That's great. And let's get that set to 0. Do we have any more rides that we missed? There we go. Last, oh, $8 for that. Wow. No, thank you. Okay, cool. I think we're just missing my favorite thing to do. Get some rocks, some of the larger rocks over this side. Down here as well. Just up the intensity and get a bunch of these in. Never have too many, right? Okay. Don't like what's happened there, so I'm just gonna... Oh, no. Level it up with this. Yeah, bit of rock. Yeah, that looks great now. I think that matches that quite nicely, doesn't it? this. No, not raised, just paint. Nope, rock, just painted. There we go. That's what we want. Around all these bits here, just to kind of blend it all in together. It looks really cool. No grass in there, just rocks. Make it all look really natural. And then grab a bunch of trees again. All the way around. And we're going to build off this way. But what I want to do first is come over this side where we began this path and just start to work on another little area. I'm just wondering with this if we change the theming just for this area. So you've come around the rock, and I love that up there. So you've come around the rock and you're now into another area. I think that might be quite a nice thing to do. Let's just get rid of that tree as well. We've got some floaters going on. Just bring this all the way up and around. Just increase that. Let's get a nice little tunnel going through here. Love it. Adds a little bit more interest, doesn't it? Let's grab some of these rocks as well and just put these about. Let's have a look at these tropical rocks actually. Is they? No, they're not quite right, are they? No, we'll stick to the tiger ones. Don't mind those. Okay, so that's nice. We can have like just another little area here that doesn't need to be Western themed, but maybe it does, because most of the park kind of is, isn't it? So yeah, just noticing this. I'm not keen on that, so I'm just going to raise this up a little bit as well, just up and around the sides of the path. There we go, much better. I have a little lookout point. So I just realised we've got no benches or places to eat up here as well. So it might be good to just get a few of those. So let's go into blueprints and just look at the Western stuff again. Something quite small, just individual restaurants. Let's have a look at this. No, that's just a facade, isn't it? Okay, we don't want that. Western store. I think most of these are. So if I go into facilities and try this should be better. I'm just thinking, actually, I don't think I've got any toilets, or I don't have many toilets in this place. Okay, this is cool. So this Western... Oh, nice. Yeah, so I picked a bunch of stuff up off the workshop and haven't actually looked at them. So I need to figure out where I can put these things. Just in there seems a good position. Get it to the point where I can snap it to the path. Will it snap? Maybe not. I just... Yeah, putting it in there. And then we'll just get rid of a couple of these, and probably don't need the railings on this side either. I have to change. Oh, it's started to work just at the end. Try that again. There we go. Get rid of these railings. We don't need them on that side actually. Let's just. We'll keep them there, I think. Okay. And then just get some paths into here. Again, we'll just use these for these types of things. There we go. Beautiful. Nice. So, yeah. Love that. Really cool. I don't have a lot going on up here, so I'm just thinking if we just get some trees. Try and keep it reasonably light as much as we can. Don't want to block the view completely of the ride from down here, but that, yeah, that looks a lot nicer. Yeah, I love that. Not really too sure what a mining company thing's doing up on top of a mountain, but hey, realism's out the window. I'll use the brush again. Put some more things through there. Probably just grab more just on this side to box all this in. So let's have a look. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this is coming together. So nice. I hope you like it too. Yeah. Then we've got our first roller coaster. Let's have a look at what's this? That's a Viking slide. Let's see, do we have any more Western rides that we've not used yet? What's this? Western kickflip. Ooh. Yeah, absolutely. And again, we're just going to change the rock colours. That's superb. Okay, so let's get a line. We'll use the wooden one. We've used the wooden planks in a few different places, so that's fine. Lovely. Open. Oh, untested. Okay, we'll test it and then we'll open it up. Let's have a look at some more of these. Okay, parallelogram. Is that the one that we used before? Yeah, it is. Okay. Western board slide. Did we put that in? I don't think we did we? Okay, no, that's brilliant. So we can just have this nice little kind of cool, exciting ride area just over this side. Let's just move some of these trees out of the way first. I did put them down myself before, but I've changed my mind. Excellent. And then let's have a look what else there was. The tiny eye. So yeah, that's fine. We've already got one of those. Where is the entrance to this? Ah, so there's your exit. Oh, it's just okay, so we've got somewhere for people to eat as well. That's cool, and some benches. Nice. Okay, so these things are always a pain in the bum to select. There we go. And then we'll hook this up using the same path type. Oh, that's not a nice shape. Also, okay, so these people are going around to the ride. Nice. So that's the exit. I'm assuming that's the entrance. Yeah. Yeah, we're hooked up, ready to go. Nice. Again with the rocks, not really the right rock type, but can't change the colour of these ones anyway. So that's fine. We'll leave them as they are. Just gonna get some trees in around the back. And maybe just in some of this area here. Is that a bit close to the ride? No, I think that's okay. Turn around here as well. On the back of this ride. That's cool. I like that. Testing incomplete. We've been testing this a while now. I'll speed things up just to get this tested. Wow, that goes on a while, doesn't it? Slow it back down. Okay, cool. I'm just going to grab, remove some of these because I think this is just a nice little area for a little bit of water. I'm just going to bring this down a bit. Can't see down here. The lighting's gone a bit strange. Okay, and we'll get some clear water. A bit higher up would be good. There we go, perfect. And then just remove some of these. The new updates to the multi-select tool has really improved things on that front as well, because it was always a bit of a pain to try and do that before. Cool. Just like a little look what we've got and kind of interesting things to do. Maybe some toilets, like I mentioned before. We haven't actually got anywhere near enough toilets. So we can just plonk some of these around, because that's a really nice looking building. So that was another thing I took from the workshop. I was looking for Western things, and some people have already built some really cool stuff. I'm going to put one, maybe not there, because we put those custom fences in. At the entrance, that's pretty cool, yeah. And then, can we fit one over this side? Not quite sure what happened to that path there. Just try it a bit further over. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so up here, people are going to need to have somewhere to go. I think that's a really strange position for one, so we'll probably scrap that one. We've got Chief Beef here, a Western theme, that's cool. Does that make sense here? Frontier Workshop blueprint failed to load. Did it though? I'm pretty sure there it is. No, that's cool. We will continue just putting a few little things in that we need for the guests. So we've got a town toilet, we've got some houses, electrical outhouse. Oh, that's for the, if you're using the power stuff. So we've got a Western mine dryer. So if we're going to have a part of this that's going to have pools, I think that'd be cool to use. No, we might do that actually, because I didn't do any of the water park stuff in the last one that I built. So we've got changing rooms as well. So yeah, maybe we just have like a little water park over this end here. That'd be quite cool. Let's do that. Just kind of make things up as we go along. Okay, that's a bit low. Let's try that again. Okay, I've forgotten where they are. There we go. Okay, that's perfect now. I think that's just already level with how it needs to be. Great. So we've got this. Oh no, that wasn't the one, was it? We were looking for this one. So we've got a dryer in there already, actually. So we'll scrap that. We'll start to build a bit of a water area here. So what we need is just a large amount of path that we can start putting some pools into, and maybe just have some kind of entrance to it, just so people know that this is now you're entering the water park area. So this probably, having now said that, needs to go a little bit closer to the entrance. Maybe here. Not really sure what that's doing there. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we just need to get... I'll start stamping some path out, starting from here. Don't think gravel is going to be particularly nice on bare feet for a water park, so we might change that. Probably to... maybe just the blue swirly. That's not blue. That's not blue at all. Oh, I think, yeah, so I'm... oh, there we go. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not keen on that, however. Yeah, the paths when it comes to this kind of stuff, I am not good with it at all. Point snapping on, merge on. There we go. So let's just build out a large area. Doesn't have to be even or anything like that. We're going to round things up as much as we can. It's a bit janky, the rounding tool, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm not really sure how to fix that. I'm terrible with this edit tool. We're going to try it. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to this thing. So we grab that. You can't just click and drag. Okay, do you know what? I don't care. It's fine. We can probably, instead of that, just stamp out a little bit more of this, just to here, and then ooh, that is not pretty. No, do not like that at all. Let's try stamping a bit more over this side. It's fine. We'll live with it. We'll just round these bits off as well. Okay, so that's the starting area for the pools. And then we can just start using, probably just using some of the blueprints. Can have a oh wow. You're not kidding when you say that's a huge pool, right? What's this? I don't think it's going to be relevant to our park style, but oh, nope. That's absolutely enormous. What's this? A little surf shop. I don't think there's a shop in it though, we'll leave that. Okay, so I'm just going to try and use some pools that aren't themed with the palm trees and things. How do we think this will work? Okay, and we just need to figure out, try and remember how we customize the paths. Oh, I think we do that in paths. This is just for the pools, isn't it? Right, what do we... I think the wooden pool edge is cool. Let's get that all the way around. That's nice. And then... I think for the paths, we just go into paths. Copy existing texture and then overwrite. Yeah, cool. Nice one. Perfect. I mean, I don't know what it's done there. That's a bit ugly, but it's fine. And then we'll do the same again. Grab. I think that's the huge one, isn't it? Let's just grab some of these bundles of floats and plonk them about. And then if we just get a couple of these and just remove the palm trees. And sort the paths out. Yeah. And then we'll also change the style of the pool to match the other one. Nice. Get rid of these lights as well. We don't need... Don't need these. Don't need these benches either. Oh, that remove tool is wild. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. And let's see what else we've got in terms of pools that are already built. Let's have this one in this area here. Perfect. And again, just get rid of these things that they don't make any sense when it's not framed in the way that they were framed. Oh, I think we've missed a bit here as well. Tools, customs. There we go. What was I doing? Oh yeah, getting rid of these lights. Let's do that. Nice. Okay, so we'll get rid of all the bins and the benches. Obviously, we are going to have those, but not in that style. So, I want to grab a couple of sunbeds. And can we turn on the random rotate? No, I don't think we need to anyway, do we? Just going to have a bunch of these around. Try and make them look natural, like people have moved them, and you know they're not all going to be in perfect positions all of the time. So we've got changing rooms. We have the dryers, but what we don't have is the ability to buy pool passes. So we need to now get to pirate guest services. Let's have a look at that. No, that's not necessarily ideal styling for what we're looking for. So let's have a look at Western again, and then see if we can get is it guest services? This one. Western guest info building. Oh, okay, that's enormous, but I like it. So we're gonna have this over here. So it's close enough. Oh, hello. Hello, guys? Are we on a block section? Not sure what's going on there. I don't think we switched. Oh, we did switch that on. Okay. Right, let's get these things open. Hopefully people can start buying these pool passes and then get into the pool. Where are they? There we go. Full price, custom. They're going to be free as well, because I want to see people in the pools. Excellent. So hopefully that will start to see some interest in this area. Now I'm just going to again frame this with a nice bit of greenery. I mean, this bit's ugly as hell, but we can figure that out. I'm just going to grab some bins in here. Yeah, we'll use the Western one. Dot them about. And then we'll probably have some of the canopies as well. So we'll just put these in between some of the sunbeds and then just at random positions around. I love the shadowing, so you can kind of see where people would have put their shades to kind of keep them nice and cool. All of that. Some people don't do that, of course. There we go. So we've got a bunch of those in. People are going to start to come into here now. I might just duplicate this. Oh. And have another one next to it. So we've got plenty. Yeah. So we haven't got any flumes. I'm just wondering about those. We could probably get some flumes into this pool because it's quite a big pool. Let's have a look at them. I'm not sure if we've got any themed ones, so they're just going to be the basic styled ones, I guess. Let's have a look at this one. That's cool. That's fine. We'll probably even get that in the smaller pools, to be honest. Maybe just over here. Oh, not quite sure where that needs to go. There? Nope. There? Nope. Yeah, I think that's fine, isn't it? Wow. Go through these trees to get to it. Should be able to get. Is it a queue path or just a standard? I think it's just a standard path we can use for that. And then open it. Oh, test it first, of course. Yeah, I think that's fine. Perfectly fine. There we go. Nice. We've got a slide. looks like a kid's slide. Have a look at something a little bit bigger. Maybe just into this part here. Not quite sure how high they need to be. If I just try the default height instead of messing with that, that might just work. Spot is obstructed. Okay. Not too high up. Oh, get out of the trees. Do they need to be in the water? What's it obstructed by? Is that bin? No, I don't like the look of that one anyway. I'm going to try a different one. Maybe this? Why is it obstructed? I'm not quite sure I understand. Okay. Wow. That's absolute madness. Let's not have that one. What is that? Wow. Wow. You'll let me add this one then? Sheesh. I just want to get rid of the trees, so... Rides... Is that going to let me just do the trees? Yes. Holy moly. If I test this, this is probably not going to end well for people, is it? Yeah, I don't think this is going to end particularly well. Oh. What? They just fall in at the end, they're not sliding across anywhere. Okay. That's fine. That's not particularly safe, though. We're going to have to put some kind of barriers at the sides there. Okay. I'm going to have this one. I'm going to use it. Okay. It's completely crazy. Cool. Yeah, I definitely don't hate that. I definitely don't like the colours, however. So I'm hoping we can change those. Something a little bit more relevant to the park. That's quite cool. I like the brown and the yellow. We just have black for the legs. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. That's really cool. I'm just thinking I need to get some kind of fence here or railing. It doesn't have to be particularly nice. I think just this type of thing is probably fine. Oh, what's this one? That's better. So we just get a couple of these here just to say, hey, don't try walking under this. Oh, we've got the random scaling thing on again. That's okay. People are going to walk through it anyway, aren't they? But at least we've tried. We've made the effort. Oh, wow, that's cool. I've never actually watched that go. Nice. So yeah, this is this kind of caps off this area, I guess. We've got the I do need to put some kind of entranceway to this though, because I'm not quite happy with the way that that looks. So we will try something at least. Get a little bit of fencing in just to begin. And then if we can find those wooden beams again, there we go. A couple of those. That is insane. Oh, I meant to do both of those together. Okay, let's make that just a little bit higher, and then we can probably just grab again another one of those. Nope, these two, sorry. Oh, they're separate scenery pieces. Okay. Fine. So we can add those together, and then we're going to just duplicate and rotate. I knew that wasn't going to be big enough. Okay, so it's coming angled, but I actually think that looks a lot better than it would if it was flat, so that's quite cool. Yeah, so we've got something there, which I think is fine, but let's just have a look again at those signs that we can have up at the top. Let's try this. What's that going to look like? It's quite big, isn't it? Let's have that aligned to surface. No, I don't think that's going to work because the surface is angled. Just take a look at this one again. We'll just have to rotate that ever so slightly. Nope, not that way. Come on. Play along. Cool, that's better. And then drop you down, get you in there. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to call this splash zone. Wow, but not like that. Splash zone. And I think, what did we use? The ribeye font. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what's happened? Ah, done. I'm not sure why the text is. Oh, what's come control scheme's gone all crazy again. Is it? I think it's this one that we normally use. There we go. Yeah, we could probably just grab another little piece that we can just kind of attach to this, something that looks relative to swimming. Right, what's the relevance there? Is there any relevance there at all? Yeah, I don't hate that. I probably should, but I don't hate that. Okay, that's terrible, but we're gonna walk away slowly, backwards. There we go, nice. Yeah, I really like it. I'm quite happy with this. Okay, yep, so what I've decided is I'm gonna end the Western themed part of the park here, and in the next episode I'm gonna build this side of the park that's going to be themed differently. Maybe we have a few different themes, or maybe we just have one other theme that we just create this second half of the park in. So I'm going to end this video here, and then in the next episode we're going to finish it off. So yeah, like I said, I'm quite happy with what we've done so far in the park. I'm really happy that we got a little bit of this verticality in there, so it's not all just completely flat. I'll try and do that again in the second part of the park as well, just to kind of keep this going. We're going to have a couple more coasters, because I'm conscious that we only have the one, and it's not the most exciting of coasters. But if we use some of the other themes, we also have some custom themed coasters that people have already done on the workshop that I can use. But again, I might try to just create one or two of my own coasters, but you'll just have to bear with me with those, as you have done in the previous videos that I've done. But yep, thank you very much for watching. If you have done, please do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, for more of ththese types of videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.